How many photos are in your new book?
Hundreds,
How many photos did you go through to pick them?
thousands.
What was the first show that you went to?
Minor Threat, GI, and another band I don't remember at Maryland University, Stamp Union.
What was the first show you photographed?
Hardcore matinee with Scream, GI, and Discharge, which was odd because they usually didn't have national acts play at the matinees, but that day they did.
What band has been the most difficult for you to photograph?
I've never had that question.
What show was the most difficult to photograph?
Shows at Wilson Center were a little more difficult to shoot because there usually wasn't any security really. So, I mean, security wasn't bad at other clubs. It's not like they were assholes and, were beating you up. They just, if too many people got on the stage, they threw you off. But at Wilson Center, everyone could get on the stage and it was fine. But that actually facilitated one of my favorite shots of Ian on a pile of humanity at Wilson Center. And so it was difficult, but it paid off.
What is the weirdest location you've ever photographed a band?
I think it was around Gallery Place in DC, or 9th Street or something. It was a leather bar downstairs, and it had a little room upstairs where they had a stage and bands could play. But, when you went downstairs to go out and buy a soda or something, there was just all this kind of leather BDSM kind of stuff on display.
What was the name of your first zine?
The name of my first zine was Zone 5. That was a photography term about zone systems. It was a fanzine / photo zine.
How long did that last?
I put out 2 issues of that, one in 1982 and one in 1983.
When did Uno Mas start?
My second zine, Uno Mas, started in the early 90s, and that went quite a bit longer. I did 13 issues of that, and it went for a good part of the 90s.
What was the name of the airship that caught fire in 1937 in New Jersey?
That would be the Hindenburg.
What's the name of your cat?
That would also be Hindenburg. Her original name was Daisy, but she gained a lot of weight.
Is there a photograph you wish you'd taken?
The cover of London Calling. Amazing photo. I like the story behind it because the photographer said she didn't like it because it was a little soft. And I know that feeling. I probably would have felt the same way, but it's considered one of the best rock and roll photographs ever.
Digital or analog?
Both.
Fisheye or wide angle?
Wide angle.
Bob Gruen or Mick Rock?
Bob Gruen.
Bob Stinson or Mick Ronson?
Bob Stinson.
YDI or DRI?
DRI.
GBH or GBV?
GBV.
What's your third favorite Loudon Wainwright III song?
The Swimming Song.
What's your second favorite Second Wind song?
No Solution.
What is the first lyric in song number 1?
Song number 1 is not a fuck you song.
Out of Step or In My Eyes?
In My Eyes.
Given the number of photographers in DC, who do you think is the best DC punk photographer of Palestinian origin?
Moi.
There we go. That's a wrap.